about 18 years old, and I became pregnant. Unfortunately, I didn't have a very good support system at home. I have had parents who would not tolerate any deviation. As a matter of fact, just before I found out I was pregnant, my parents had found out I smoked. And my head was crushed against the concrete walls in my house. So when I found out I was pregnant, I had no place to go. The day of the abortion came, and I still vividly remember. I can see in my mind the lights on the streets, on the wet pavement. You know how you see those lights that reflect in all colors on those long exposure films? That is how I remember them, and I can smell the air. It is a very vivid thing. It doesn't go away. The abortionist had performed the abortions in his home. I don't know how I managed, but I managed. And so I became pro-choice. Women had to have the choice, and it was nothing but to cover the pain and the anguish. From then on and off, I just consider suicide. But that was not God's plan for me. Eventually, I met my husband, and we married, and I sort of told him, but it didn't register with him. So he didn't register. We left it there. And then we had a first child. And then God sent me something that was extremely painful. He sent me a miscarriage. And I say he sent it to me because the child I lost at the miscarriage was exactly the same age of the child I killed. And when I got to the hospital, the baby had already passed through the birth canal. And the nurse pulled the baby out. And it fit perfectly in the palm of her hand. And that baby was fully formed, had legs and arms and hands and feet. And then is when life really became worse for me, because I realized on a conscious level what had been bothering me, but I still couldn't come out of the closet. And so years passed. I had left the church, eventually came back and sought confession, and I went and confessed 300 times. There was a priest at St. Ferdinand that one time told me, "How come you keep confessing this? God has already forgiven you. You need to forgive yourself." And I will never forget that. But anyway, I still confess it every time. Then one day I heard about Project Rachel. I had become involved in ProLife at St. Ferdinand. I decided to go to the retreat. And it was amazing. The healing, the knowing that there are other women that have gone through the same pain, and that they're there to help you get through it. But what was most amazing is what God did for me in one day. Almost 30 years of pain changed. And not in the sense that I don't feel the pain and I don't have the regret, but in the sense that all of a sudden there was a purpose. No matter what mistakes you have made in your life, you can change and you can give praise to God and change your life.
Like me, I once was lost, but now am found, was